What's up, guys? We're gonna try this again. I'm trying from my phone today. I'm gonna try to make this a little bit quicker because I don't know. Okay, it looks like my connection is a bit better now. So sorry if you watched the video yesterday and I had no sound. I didn't know. I thought I was doing it right. Still trying to figure out this live video. So let's retry that haul video. I wanted to shoot it this morning because I have a few things that I listed yesterday that are going out today. So, all right, first up, this is how I package my stuff. I put it in a poly bag and I use these labels from Amazon. They're the ones I use for like FBA shipments, and they work good for storage. So first up is a men's Gant like plaid button-up shirt. Cody Orgill from the Green Room. He's who I first saw that was selling Gant. I picked it up a few times. It's a nice bread and butter item if you get it cheap enough. I think I'll probably list it for like $14.99. Most of these shirts were purple, so they were half off, and I think I paid $2 for them. I also like selling a lot of like outdoor goods, so like outdoor sporting goods, North Face, and stuff like that. But all the other brands. This is a Marmot short sleeve plaid shirt. I think it's like a rayon spandex or rayon poly blend, so it's like real smooth and kind of lightweight. I almost put this back because I didn't feel like looking, and at the last minute I had like that little bit of doubt. I'm glad I didn't because it was $2 and comps were like in the 25 to 30 range. So that's a good brand to pick up. Up until this point, I've sold pretty much only men's clothing. So that's like a lot of money that I'm leaving at the thrift store. And I decided to take the time and start selling or trying to sell more women's clothing. So like I said, I picked up a lot of half off stuff. It would have been $2. So we have a lot of tanks, pretty much basic tanks. This one is Under Armour. And then this one is a North Face, like a camo North Face with, it's like this weird green camo. It's got the yellow the yellow logo on it. I think I picked up a couple of Victoria's Secret pink ones. This is I was gonna say this is rather big, but this is an extra small. So that's an interesting cut. We'll see how that one does. This is a women's outdoor brand, new with tags. I haven't sold this before, but it's Momentum Performance Outdoors. I don't know if that will focus. You can see the tag. It's retails for $32. And it's kind of like this tie-dye, that almost like sheer see-through. So we'll see how that one does. Moving on, I'm trying not to mix this up. Like I said, probably 75% of this is listed. I hit the thrift store yesterday, photographed and measured all of it, and like I said, 3/4 of it's listed, and I still have to actually list the women's clothing. So Harley Davidson is another brand that does really well. This is just a women's like V-neck long sleeve t-shirt. So for $2, when I'm thrifting, I do my best to like give it a once over, and then before I check out, I go through the cart one more time, and then I will usually have my wife Michaela look it over. Either I will take photos and she'll measure it and give it like a second eye, or vice versa. She'll photograph for me sometimes, and that just helps because, when you buy a lot of stuff, it's nice to have a second pair of eyes look it over because sometimes I miss stuff. Same thing, Harley Davidson, like a light thermal Henley, gray and pink. It's not exactly the best time of year for this This is a Harley Davidson sweater, but for a few bucks, I'm definitely always gonna pick up Harley Davidson, especially when it has like the large embroidery logo on the back. So when I'm not spending a lot on the items, I have no problem like sitting on it. Now that I have space to store items, I don't mind, sitting on something for till the next season when it's a good, it's a good buy. Like I said, just getting into women's clothing, basically everything I know is through Instagram, like people like Nicole State and stuff. So I know that Aline Fisher is a good brand, even though I don't think that this is very like an attractive top. And I picked up probably one or two Aline Fisher pieces that are still sitting in my store. But for a few bucks, I'll pick it up, like I said. This is another brand that I learned through States Place. If you're not following Nicole, you really should. And this is Free People. Kind of, it's like a spaghetti strap. I think that's what it's called, spaghetti strap dress, and it's got the lacing on the back. So it's items like this. It's gonna take a little bit longer to list because I have really no idea what the comps are at. A lot of the men's stuff I don't really have to look up. I pretty much know what I'm gonna price it at already, but you guys don't, unless it's like a super rare item, you don't need to spend a lot of time researching prices. It gets quicker and quicker, and you'll get an idea of like the ballpark. So you're really just double checking to see how much the prices fluctuate, in that season, summer, fall, winter, and just, get an idea of like how much people are spending in the market at that moment. I think this is just another tank top. Yeah, I'm not sure if I showed that one or not. Another Victoria's Secret tank top. Now on to the guys' clothing, which I know a little bit more about, I hope. This is just a plain gray Tommy Bahama crew neck, and I cut the tags off. I want to say I paid $250 for this, but I'm not as worried about this brand selling in the warmer weather because a lot of times it's breezy, it gets cold, like when you're out at night, bonfires or out on the lake, stuff like that. So next up is a men's polo Ralph Lauren long sleeve rugby shirt. And that's basically just like a long sleeve polo shirt. And this one doesn't have the elbow, like the elbow patches or the shoulder patches, which does a little bit better, but it does have like the thick striping. And I miss like this, I don't know if it'll pick it up. There's like a little ink mark, like someone hit it with a pen. And I don't take things back. I used to take things back to Goodwill when I picked it up and I noticed, but now I'm just a little bit more careful, and I want to have like a good relationship with the people at Goodwill. So if I pick up a few items and I'm not talking about electronics, if I spend a lot of money and there's something wrong, I will return that. But clothing, if I miss something, I generally will either list it as an auction and note the defect, and half the time it still sells anyways, or I just throw it in a donation pile, or if it's really trashed, I throw it out. So along with Polo and Tommy, Nautica has actually been doing well for me lately. So when I find a clean long sleeve button up for $2, I'm gonna pick it up every time. It's not a crazy margin, but it's pretty easy to turn 2 into 15, especially if you have like a nice plaid or a nice colorway. I have been spending a little bit more time lately going through like the t-shirt section. Usually right away you can tell if if they've been picked over recently or not. Sometimes I buy a lot and sometimes I don't buy anything. Like the other Sunday I stopped in there and I actually spent $100 just on t-shirts that were half off. I did get some shoes too, but I got like 35 t-shirts. So You guys all know Outkast. If you don't, I don't know what you're doing with your life. But Andre, you know, rocking rocking that hair. I think this is from Staconia. I'm not sure though. It's one of the older albums. I was going to keep that, but it's a little bit too big, so I'll list that. It's probably still like a, I don't know. I shouldn't have a hard time getting like $12 for it. This was a pretty cool find, just because it's one of those things you don't come across a lot. All right, you have the two-tone gray vintage Champion in like that Live Strong colorway. You can see the tag right here, old school red, white, and blue. This is a medium, and I guarantee that this will sell. This should do well, because I just sold like mesh Champion shorts, all black Champion shorts, super boring, and I picked them up for like $1 or $2, and they sold for $20 within, I want to say, a week. So this is still lightweight. People wear track jackets, warm ups, you know, in the summer. With items like that, it's a specific niche, so you might have to wait a little bit, but it's a good buy. Like Champion is big right now. It's making a comeback ever since like I saw it in round 2 on this show. So it looks like my connection's kind of shoddy right now, so we'll see. I might have to do this from my laptop next time. But it was just, yesterday was one of those trips like where thrifting, it was just fire. Everything I found was good, and then I was doing like a pre-screening and putting stuff back, and then I did again. So like by the time we walked out, it was like things that I only wanted to buy. It wasn't much filler. And as I'm going through the second aisle, I was going through the shirts and I saw this. Right away, I was like, okay, what's wrong with it? Looked it over, there was nothing wrong with it. So you have a men's Patagonia R1 quarter zip fleece. You can see right there. And it's a double XL. So it's a good, awesome brand. Great size. And I was super pumped. I literally like looked across the room to see if I could get Michaela's attention. And then, as soon as I picked that up and put it in the cart, I found not one, but 2 more. Another black one, double XL, same exact fleece. And then I got like a charcoal gray Patagonia R1 in, it's also a double XL. Now, I paid $4.99 a piece for these. I got home, started listing at 2 o'clock. I listed them. And I think by 9 o'clock last night, both black ones sold for $40. So I could have waited probably for a little bit more, but I like the fast foot. I like to turn my money and get it back and then invest it again. It's very rarely that I get an item that I want to keep for a long time. So that's all for the clothing. Now we're gonna quickly go through the shoes so I can get to listing and shipping. First up, I think this is like one of the first pair. You can tell the early pair of shoes that I buy because they're always like so. Like they'll sell, but they're nothing amazing. They were $3. These are women's Bass Mystic Mules, and I'm not sure why. Bass seems to do well, and I've owned a few pair of boots. And although I really liked the way they look, the sole was very thin. I had black wingtip boots, and I could actually feel the groove, like the grooves in the sole through the sole. So I probably won't buy a pair again. It's worth it just to buy like a higher end pair. But if you're looking for a certain look without wanting to spend a ton of money, it's worth it. All right, Clark's is a brand that does really well for me. You know, it's not super exciting selling like women's middle end shoes, but Clark's born all the versions of those. These are just plain Clark's. They also have Clark's Unstructured, Clark's Bendables, Clark Wave, and Prevo Clark's, and they all sell. Now this was $4 purple, so it was half off. I paid $2 for these. This is the Unstructured Clark's. I paid $2 for these. These sold already. They're kind of light. I don't know if they'll go first class or maybe a padded mailer, but those are going out today. This is a brand I recently started messing with, and it's called Eravon by New Balance. There's a couple loafer brands. One is Eravon, and another one is Cobb Hill, and they're kind of like career casual shoes made by New Balance, and they sell really well. At least for me, they're definitely worth checking out. Then you have Born, which is an awesome brand. This is there's Born, then there's BOC, which is Born Concepts. I don't know if you can see that. And then there's BOLO, and it's you can kind of always pick it out. Let me see if this will focus. You can always pick out Born because it has this O with a slash. So it'll say Born, BOC, BOLO, and they all sell well. These typically this most brands of this type of shoe for career stuff, hospitals, like they always sell. It's kind of like the Dansko style shoe. These always sell, and I paid $4 for these. Kenneth Cole is a brand that I'm trying. I've sold some before. I don't find it a lot. I'm not sure. I picked these up because of the style, the size. I think these are a 9 or a 10, in very good shape, and they were purple. So I paid $3 for these. There wasn't a lot in the comp range, but what I saw was listed at like 59 or 69 with the best offer. So I don't know exactly what the buyer paid, but for $3, I will definitely pick these up, even if they sit for a while. I think I listed mine at $49.99, best offer. So we'll see how they do. Crocs is another one of those brands that surprised me because I always thought they were cheap and stupid, and I'm actually currently wearing a pair of Crocs because they're comfortable, and I don't wear my Birks. I have Birk clogs because I have a stand-up desk, and typically I wear something that's good for my feet while I'm standing. Crocs always sell. Like just the plain regular solid Crocs will sell for 15, $20, and they always ship first class. So whenever I find something unique, like sandals, especially when they are $3. So if they're $3, they'll ship for a couple bucks. I got 5 in. These will sell for $20 for sure. This brand is made very similar to Born. It's Soft, S-O-F-F-T, and they make like clogs and mules and slides and stuff like that. I picked these up for $4. I just recently started picking these up because like you can just look at the way they're made. They're made like the exact same way. They look like a comfort shoe, like kind of like a career casual comfort sandal. So these would, they fit easily in a padded flat rate. Like that, easily in. This is a pair I looked at last week. I think that these are called saddle shoes. They got the leather cut out, but if it was a wingtip, it would be up here. They got it in that middle section. And the brand is Florsheim. The style of shoe is called At Ease. I think that these were marked down because I feel like I looked at them last week and they were in the $20 range. And I went back yesterday. They were marked down to $6, half off. So I paid $3 for this. And Florsheim seems to do really well for me. Alright, if you guys don't know this shoe, like screenshot it. Pause the video, screenshot it, because the Nike Air Max 95s always do really well. And you can pick them up kind of like pretty beat up. If you watch some of my old sales update videos, I think I just recently, within the last few weeks, found the 98 release of the Air Max 95s. Similar colorway, but they're like the gray. I think it goes from darker to light with yellow, kind of like a Live Strong colorway. And they were actually damaged back here. They were coming apart, and I took a picture of it, kind of like holding it open, and I noted it. It could have been glued, but they were kind of beat up. And they sold within a couple days for $40, and I think I picked them up for between $2 and $4. So this is the 2005, I think. Yeah, the women's 2005 release. not as popular of a colorway, and they do have they're very worn. I don't know if the color will pick up, but you can see like this white is faded. It starts to get like that dingy yellow. There's a spot on this side where like there was a little bit of paint, and they were marked $4 as is. So I guarantee these will still sell. I think I priced them a bit cheaper than I did the other pair, like $29.99 or best offer, but I've got $4 into it, so this can also be a surprising brand if you don't know. These are men's Heelys, like men's boys. They're size 8, so technically they're men's, but they're brand new. You see they have the tag here. They still have the wheels and the tool. And if you look at the bottom, you know, as Bonafide would say, nubs on nubs. Now, last year I picked up a few pair from a garage sale that I paid $1 for, and they still sold in the $20 to $30 range. So like a size 8 and new comps were all like $45 and $50. And they were asking $10 for these, but I had like, you know, from the calendar, I had my 50% off coupon, and I got these for $5. $5 plus, you know, $7 in shipping to $45.50. That's definitely a good buy. I'm not sure what men are walking around wearing Heelys. I couldn't do it. Now, if they were soap shoes, I don't know if any of you guys remember soap shoes. They were like the skate shoes with the grind plates. I remember in high school having, you know, doing some stupid things with those. And my last item was I don't know what you want to call it, like an instinct buy or a gut buy. I was going through the shoes and I found these. I was attracted right away because I love Chelsea boots, and because of this color, like this desert tan taupe, I'm not sure what you would call it, is very popular right now. I picked it up. The leather felt nice, broken in, soft. The soles, you know, they weren't a leather sole, so I knew that they were not super high end, but they looked like they were a good build. And I couldn't tell what the brand is. It's like kind of worn off. You only see a few letters and stuff. And I was holding them, not sure if I was going to get them. I put them back down. I went back and picked them up, and I, you know, just decided to go on a gut buy. And in the car, I asked Michaela to take a look at it. And the brand is Seychelles, I think. It's either sold by or made by Anthropology. I know you can get it there. And this is the Seychelles Wake Desert Boot. There was only one sold, and I think it was in the 30 to 40 range. But as far as the brand seems to do really well, and most of the comps were in the $30 to $100 range. So I picked these up for $4. So seriously, if you're worried about the thrift stores upping their prices, you just need to work on brand knowledge, because one item might be super overpriced, like these Nikes. They might want $20, but then you turn around and you find a pair of Dansko clogs and they're $4. And, you know, you clearly get more for these Danskos than these super generic Nikes. You just got to work on product knowledge, watch haul videos, watch sales update videos and stuff like that. So that's it for yesterday's haul. I got to get ready and ship a lot of this now. I think I have around 20 items to ship out, and then finish the rest of these listings. And then I don't know if you can see, a lot of that stuff over there has not been listed yet either. And I got a buddy in town from Florida. So if you liked the live video, I'll probably try to do them again. Hopefully the audio has been worked out now, and we'll see how the quality is. If it's not the best, I will try it from my laptop next time. So stay tuned. Hope you guys are having a good day and good sales, and I'll talk to you soon.